Hello everybody, welcome back to our channel and thanks for tuning in. In recent years, we heard a lot of different theories of global economic reset, new reserve currency, central bank digital currencies, return to gold standards, and so on. In this video, we will talk about gold confiscation, gold price, Great Reset, and a new document published by Credit Suisse called Bretton Woods 3. This is a very interesting topic, but just before we start, I ask you to help us by clicking on the like button and subscribe if you are new to the channel. To start this video, let's do a quick update on gold price. So, year to date, gold price has increased 1.2%. It's definitely not much, but if you consider the sell-off that is happening in other assets, gold is actually doing pretty well. Tesla, for example, is minus 26% this year so far, so as Bitcoin that is minus 32%, Netflix minus 71%, the Nasdaq minus 25%, the Dow Jones, S&P 500, Apple, all with big losses this year, and gold remains in the positive camp, really storing value during the market sell-off. Of course, gold was trading at a higher level above $2,000 an ounce in February, and today it sits around $1,850. But in February, gold had a premium due to the uncertainties of the war between Russia and Ukraine. At the time, nobody knew how it would unfold. Would more countries join the war? Would NATO be part of it? Would Russia start a nuclear attack? As the war drags to the third month and no escalation has happened, gold price naturally lost this premium. Just like other commodities, gold is also priced in dollars, and as the dollar got so much strong this year, that was a headwind for gold price. But many believe that the current dollar standards as world reserve currency is coming to an end. So all this talk of the end of the dollar as the world reserve currency or the end of the dollar standards have been around since President Nixon suspended the convertibility of dollars into gold. Still, years and decades have passed and the dollar remains king. However, in recent years the topic of de-dollarization has become more popular and concerned discussion among investors. The reasons of the de-dollarization talks have increased since the United States decided to weaponize the dollar. An example of the dollar being used as a weapon is the recent sanctions on Russia due to invasion of Ukraine. So the United States have wiped out Russia out of the economic system as Russia cannot use dollars or the SWIFT banking system. Being unable to use dollars or the SWIFT banking system creates a lot of challenges for Russia to trade with the rest of the world. Similar sanctions have been used in the past against Iran, Venezuela, and many other countries of the world. So it's clear now that the United States can put sanctions on any country by simply freezing international dollar reserves, basically kidnapping financial sources of any central bank. So now, even the Western allies of the United States have opened their eyes to the fact that the dollar is no longer safe for any country to have as international reserves. So, if we look around, there is no currency that could replace the dollar as the world reserve currency, and the only option that really exists to replace the dollar is gold. And gold is already held in large amounts in the vaults of the central banks of the world. In fact, many European countries such as Germany, Hungary, Netherlands have started to repatriate their gold reserves from New York and London. Other countries such as China, Brazil, Russia, India, Turkey, Serbia, not to name all, have increased their gold purchase significantly in the past years. So the trend and perception of the central banks is that it is safer to have part of their international reserves in gold, and if it's safe for the central banks, it should be safe for people as well. But a big skepticism for people to buy gold was the gold confiscation that happened in the past. So let me tell you a little thing about the gold confiscation in the United States. During the gold confiscation, the police or the army did not come to knock your door and take your gold. What happened was, people voluntarily brought their gold coins to the bank and got paid spot price for it. I know, just after that, the President Roosevelt devalued the dollar and consequently gold became more expensive, but this is another story. Also, there were a lot of loopholes that allowed people to keep their gold. One of these loopholes was the fact that people could keep 5 ounces of gold and the confiscation was just in excess of 5 ounces of gold per person. But this is also another story for another video. Here's my reason why I believe gold confiscation will not happen in current times. Back in 1933, the world was still in the gold standards and the United States needed to print more currency to get the country out of the Great Recession. So, as every single dollar was backed by gold, more dollars could be printed only if the United States could increase their gold reserves. Therefore, there was the gold confiscation. That is not the case today, and to prove my point, not only the Federal Reserve has printed a large amount of currency, but also all the central banks of the world. None of these countries needed to confiscate gold to print money. So at the same time that the West has been printing money, countries like Russia and China have been stockpiling gold. So the financial system is really at an inflection point and it indicates a paradigm shift. Now, if countries are repatriating and stockpiling gold and looking for an alternative to the dollar, are we going back to the gold standards? Well, not necessarily. But according to a document released by Credit Suisse, we are witnessing the birth of Bretton Woods 3, a new monetary system around commodity-based currencies in the East that will likely weaken the euro-dollar system and also increase inflationary forces in the West. The Bretton Woods 3 article released by Credit Suisse is written by Zoltan Pozsar. Zoltan states that the Bretton Woods 3 would be a monetary system backed by what he calls to be the outside money based in gold bullion and other commodities, differently than the gold standards that is based only in gold. According to Zoltan, the Bretton Woods 3 was triggered when the G7 confiscated the foreign exchange reserves from Russia. Now, this is just another theory of the Great Reset. But with a little research, it's easy to find similar articles that point in the direction that China and Russia are preparing a digital currency backed by commodities that initially would facilitate the trading among each other and potentially that could be extended to the BRICS. BRICS is the group of 5 countries formed by Brazil, Russia, India, China and South Africa. I will leave the link of the Credit Suisse Bretton Woods article in the video description and you let me know what you think in the comment section below. This will complete the video for today. Thanks for watching, protect your wealth, stay safe, take care.